One of the questions I get asked all the time about Surface Duo and Duo 2 is some version of, is this amount of battery life normal? What do you get? What is normal, etc., etc. So in this video, because I've done videos reviewing the thing many times, I've done battery saver tips and tricks, but I've never done a video where I really succinctly just tell you what I get in terms of battery life, in this case on my Surface Duo 2, to sort of prepare people to know what normal is or what they should maybe be expecting. So that's what I'm going to do in this video. So to give you some small amount of background, because I wanted to kind of really just see where we were. So what I did is I unplugged my phone at about 1 a.m. this morning. That's because it was fully charged about then. I don't sleep well. So at some point around 1 a.m. I rolled over and it's probably charged. I unlocked it. Yeah, it's 100%. So I unplugged it. It has been off the charge since then. It is now almost 1 p.m. Okay, so it's been a full 12 hours. Okay, now keep in mind that from 1 a.m. until about 6 a.m. it wasn't being used. And when I rolled over that morning and looked at it at 6 a.m., it was still reading 100%. Now, Surface Duo does have this tendency to stay at 100% for a really long time and then go 99, 98, 97, 96, 95, 94, and then start draining more normally. So it's like it's not really at 100%, okay? And then it suddenly goes, bleh, and then it has to go normal from there, if that makes any sense at all. So it said it was still at 100% at 6 a.m., but it could have been anywhere from 95 to 100%. But still, 6 hours and probably less than 5% drain. Not bad at all. I used to have a problem where it would drain overnight a lot, but that has pretty much gone away, and I mostly have linked it, ironically, with the Phone Link app. When that is enabled and I'm paired to my computer, and my computer doesn't sleep for some reason, something keeps it awake all night, the battery drains way faster. That's just been my experience. So toggle that off when you're not using it. You might save some battery life that way. Okay, so from there, 6 a.m., I'm using the device on until now. What have I done? What kind of battery life have I gotten? Well, let's take a look here at some information, because what I have here is some pretty decent data. So I have 3 hours and 11 minutes of active screen usage, right? Using the phone, screen on time. Let's go ahead and go in a level deeper over here as well. And we're at about 47%. So take 3 hours and double it. Well, you're looking at about 6 hours of screen on time. And I always tell you guys, I get between 4 and 6 hours of screen on time. So there you go, proof positive. And more than this, if I had have unplugged it at 6 a.m., probably could tack on another 5-6% of my battery. I'm probably actually sitting at 53%, which is not a huge difference, but still, just so you know, 6 hours of screen on time is what I am on pace for right now. You may see here that YouTube says it's been used for all 12 of those hours. That is clearly not accurate. That is potentially something that has even cost me some battery, but I definitely have had YouTube going in the background. I do have a tendency to, as I am working, as I'm moving around, as I run errands this morning, as I'm whatever I'm doing, unless I'm playing fetch with Rose, I probably have like a podcast or a video playing, maybe just playing out of my pocket. Maybe I've got my earbuds in or something like that. I've actually done that a couple of times already today. There's always just audio playing because my brain needs something to have being processed in the background at all times, or else I might have to stop and think about reality for a moment, and we don't want to do that. So there's always stuff going on. You can see 46 unlocks once every 16 minutes, which, I mean, that's a lot, I don't know. And you can see here kind of what applications I've been using, and you can kind of compare between these two different things. One of these is digital well-being, the other one is the actual battery usage. So I don't really have much more to say past this, right? I would say that this does put me on pace for needing to plug it in sometime around 6 or 7 p.m. tonight, just to probably make it until I'm going to bed, which typically is like 9:30, something like that. And that is pretty normal. And in fact, what's really normal for me is using my Duo dock. It's literally my Duo sitting right in front of me in the Duo dock, and it sits there all the time. When I'm working, I have a tendency to just actually, you know, it's just sitting there, but it's not actually plugged in for the purpose of this video. I've purposely not charged it. It's just kind of leaned in there. All the time when I'm using it, I just will set it in that dock and it's charging. So typically, the way I use it, I'm probably going to bed with 60% of my battery left because it's in a duo dock off and on all day, and 18 watts is not super fast, but it's fast enough to keep up with what I'm doing. So 4 to 6 hours of screen on time, absolutely possible. In terms of, you know, what time, you know, how many total hours you're probably going to get from my usage. If I unplug, let's say at 6 a.m., probably what, 7 p.m., something like that is probably somewhat reasonable for when I'm going to be pretty much on fumes. But again, if you're like me and you keep a duo dock around, or you drive someplace and you plug it in your car, charge sparingly throughout the day, you should have no problem getting through a full, pretty heavy day with Duo and Duo 2. I know this is a little bit late to be spreading this information, but again, I get asked it all the time, so now I have a video to reference to answer this question. Guys, thanks for watching. If it was helpful, hit that like button, subscribe so that you don't miss more. I'll see you on the next one, and until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.